Appreciate your testimony, Mr. Secretary. General Milley, you have the floor.
Chairman Tester and members of the committee, thank you. And I also want to publicly thank Senator Shelby, although he's not here today, for his lifelong service in America's interests. I am privileged to represent the soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Guardians of the United States Joint Force. And our troops, as you all know, and with your help, are the best led, best equipped, best trained, most lethal, and most capable military force in the world. Alongside our allies and partners at any given time, approximately 400,000 of us are currently standing watch in 155 countries and conducting operations every day that keep Americans safe. Currently, we are supporting, as you noted in your opening comment, Senator Tester, our European allies in guarding NATO's eastern flank in the face of an unnecessary war of aggression by Russia against the people of Ukraine and the assault on the democratic institutions and rules-based international order that have prevented great power war for the last 78 years since the end of World War II. We are now facing two global powers, China and Russia, each with significant military capabilities, both who intend to fundamentally change the current rules-based order. We are entering a world that is becoming more unstable, and the potential for significant international conflict between great powers is increasing, not decreasing. The United States military comprises one of the four key components of national power: diplomatic, economic, informational, and, of course, military, in order to protect the homeland and sustain a stable and open international system. In coordination with the other elements of power, we constantly develop a wide range of military options for the President as Commander-in-Chief and for this Congress to consider. As the U.S. military, we are prepared to deter and, if necessary, fight and win against anyone who seeks to attack the United States, our allies, or our significant or vital national security interests. The Joint Force appreciates the work that our elected representatives do to ensure that we have the resources needed to train, equip, and manage the force in order to be ready. We thank the Congress for increasing last year's fiscal level of military spending, and we look forward to your support for this year's budget. The Joint Force will deliver modernization and readiness to our armed forces and security to the people of the United States at the FY23 budget request of $773 billion. This budget will enable the decisions, modernization, and transformation of the Joint Force in order to set and meet the conditions of operating environment that we expect to encounter in 2030 and beyond, the so-called changing character of war that we have discussed many times in the past. We will work diligently to ensure the resources of the American people entrust to us are spent prudently in the best interests of the nation. In alignment with the National Defense Strategy and the forthcoming National Military Strategy, this budget delivers a ready, agile, and capable joint force that will defend the nation while taking care of our people and working with our partners and allies. We are witnessing right now, as we sit here, the greatest threat to peace and security of Europe and perhaps the world in my 42 years in uniform. The Russian invasion of Ukraine is threatening to undermine not only European peace and stability, but global peace and stability that my parents and generations of Americans fought so hard to defend. The islands of the Pacific and the beaches of Normandy bore witness to the incredible tragedy that befalls humanity when nations seek power through military aggression across sovereign borders. Despite this horrific assault on the institutions of freedom, it is heartening to see the world rally and say never again to the specter of war in Europe. Your military stands ready to do whatever is directed in order to maintain peace and stability on the European continent, a peace that ensures global stability in an international order where all nations can prosper in peace. We are also prepared and need to sustain our capabilities anywhere else in the globe, as well as with our priority effort being in the Asia-Pacific against the pacing challenge of the People's Republic of China. And in defense of our nation, we must maintain competitive overmatch in all the domains of war: space, cyber, land, sea, and air. Second place has no room in the geostrategic competition between us and our adversaries. The United States is at a very critical and historic geostrategic inflection point. We need to pursue a clear-eyed strategy of maintaining the peace through the unambiguous capability of strength relative to China and Russia. This requires that we simultaneously maintain readiness and modernize for the future. It's not one or the other. If we do not do that, then we are risking the security of future generations. And I believe this budget is a major step in the right direction to securing the United States. And I look forward to your questions.